Hello, today for review I've got a bit unusual device. Actually, it's not totally unusual, it's unusual for me. I rarely have pure amplifiers for reviews. And as you can see by the caption, it's xDuoo TA-20, a hybrid amplifier with discrete elements and tubes. And you know, I was surprised. It's kind of spoiler probably, but I was really surprised by its sonic performance. It's exactly the case when you will probably get more than you will pay. There are some headphones that to my ears totally benefit from the tube amplification, or at least from amplifiers that has tube inside. So some headphones require a bit of that famous tube softness and warmth. And probably one of the most prominent examples for me, it's Sennheiser 600 series. 600 and 650 probably also drops 6XX, but I didn't test them. But one of the best combinations I've tested, it was Sennheiser HD 600 with pure output transformatorless amplifier by dark voice. But OTL amps are usually expensive, and dark voice isn't expensive, but it requires pretty complex mod, and also it requires tube rolling, and you have to use some expensive tubes for it. And TA-20 allows you to achieve that for less price. But from other point of view, you will definitely also need digital tonal converter for it. xDuoo has TA-10, it's amplifier and digital tonal converter combo, but that combo is not balanced, so only TA-20 is balanced in their lineup, and probably I can say that it's a nice benefit. Price is about $370. Links to the shop will be in the description. And speaking about specifications, probably the most important one is that it has 18 decibels of gain, and its output power is 2 watts for 32 ohms load, both from balanced and from single-ended output. Pretty impressive figures, so it can drive almost anything. Those of you who hate unboxing can say hooray, because this time I will skip unboxing part. Basically, box is regular recycled cardboard with foam inserts that is protecting the amplifier. Inside you will have warranty card, short manual, power cord, I already connected it, and also you will have two, I'm not sure how they are called in English, it's brackets or rails, I'm not sure, so tube protectors. They are using magnets, so you can install them or you can remove them. It's a matter of your taste and preferences. So that's pretty much it. Nothing useless, just basic stuff that you will need. But let me share with you this intimate moment. That was nice. In terms of design, it's also really good. It's solidly built, and what is also important, it's small. It's just like A5 piece of paper. It's built of aluminium. xDuoo said that this aluminium protects the amplifier from the interference. And you know, even with smartphone lying nearby, it's true, there is almost zero interference. So on the front panel there is balanced output, 6.3mm output. Both of them have equal power. Also small 2-segment indicator showing the volume knob. Actually it has nice well-defined click. Here used encoder. I've read in probably in headphone review, I will put link to the description, that they've got an issue with encoder, but mine has zero issues. Just well-defined click that perfectly registering each click. I will show it a bit later. And when you press this knob, it will change the output. There are 3 LEDs indicating selected output: auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2 and balanced in. On top side there are tubes. It's 12AU7. There are a lot of options for tube rolling, and they definitely changes the sound. So if you are interested in building and experimenting with the desktop system, I can recommend you slide tube rolling. But of course, in today's review we will cover the stock length. So, and on the back panel, power input, on-off switch, auxiliary in first and second, so you and balanced in, and auxiliary out, so you can connect it basically to the 3 different sources, and you can connect it to something else, for example to some powered speakers. So let me plug the cord and turn it on. The click of protective relay, and it's on. As you can see, screen is indicating volume and LED indicating selected input. Nice work of internal mechanism, internal relays, and nice precise operation of the volume control. So really nice and solid. So I've got 0 issues with this knob. But of course it's just my experience, I can't guarantee that for every single device. So really nice solid build, and I can say, at least to my taste, this amplifier doesn't look archaic, or it doesn't looks like some device built in early 90s. It's really modern looking device despite of tubes usage. Also, of course, you should be aware that it's getting really warm when it's working. Besides the tubes are getting warm, also it's getting warm somewhere here and here, so don't use it in some on some shelf where it won't have any air flow around it. So it needs some air around for proper cooling. And of course, about the sound, let me plug some headphones just to use as an example. It's VA Audio, interesting do-it-yourself model, and I will use a player to show an examples, but of course I won't connect it right now. So yeah, let's pretend it's working as a joined unified system. So you know, it's a great example of what is called tube sound. Well, maybe not the best one, of course, because expensive tube amplifiers sound better. But if we took a price to quality ratio for this tiny device, it will be really, really high. Of course, it's really powerful, and it's built on the typical schema when tubes are used in the pre-amplification section, and the later power amplification is done via discrete elements. And it's the best way to achieve the good sound and good power without using over-expensive tubes, without using some expensive transformators. So just the best schema in terms of effectiveness, in terms of cost effectiveness. So bass is nice, it's a bit highlighted, but it's highlighted not by quantity but by adding a bit of warmth and adding a bit of weight to the low frequency spectrum. It's really well controlled. Of course, you know, it's not super fast and super crisp, it's a bit shifted towards the warmer and smoother side, but not too much, just a little bit to give you that signature warmth. But of course, you know, it's what you can expect from the tube amplifier. It's not built to be at maximum resolution. At the same time, resolution is really good, and what is the most important, it has a really good dynamics. So different punch, different kicks, punches, blows and stuff like that plays really nice. Bass go really deep and controlled well all over the whole frequency spectrum of the low frequencies. So, as an example for lows, here is Zimmer, his Live in Prague album and the Dark Knight Trilogy. well, it's a big orchestra and with a lot of bass, nice bass guitar part here, and of course a lot of different big drums that is typical for the big orchestras. So, and this tiny amplifier plays this thing really nice, really in a really impressive way, because all the drums have nice body, nice kick, so everything that you can expect. Mids are also a bit smooth, but at the same time resolution is really good, not the maximum but really good, without accent on the micro dynamics, but with really good macro dynamics. So no micro accenting, but good no micro but macro, so something like that. And at the same time it's highlighting a bit emotions a little bit. It gives all tunes that in some review I read this romantic tone, and that's probably true because voices sounding really romantic, especially male ones, but female ones are also nice. All instruments have a great body, great weight, perfect sense of instrument, you know, guitars, I don't know, some trumpets, all others. Actually all instruments you can just close your eyes and imagine it. Imaginary stage is a bit above average in width and even bigger in depth. It represents everything with pretty good layering and with a good level of naturalness in terms of staging, in terms of three-dimensional positioning. And as an example for the mid frequencies, so yeah, I've told that it's great with vocals, so one of the greatest male vocals ever, Marvin Gaye, right on, but actually I could select every single track. Marvin is absolutely incredible in terms of voice control and in terms of emotions, and this amplifier just highlight all that technical things, and also it's highlighting emotions and it's sounding also in a really impressive way. Treble is a bit rolled off, a bit smooth, but at the same time it has a pretty nice amount, just a bit less, just a bit reduced, but nice amount, not too veiled, not too dampened, just a bit of that. So everything that you will need to get the warmer sound. Actually using some molar tubes, adding a bit of treble, so if you need more treble, probably some tube rolling can give it to you. And at the same time treble has great layering, you know, it's surprising for an expensive device, but it's really good. And but it also depends, of course, on the digital tonal converter that you will use with it. I've used my Ulong TA-20, but well, a bit later I will tell about digital tonal converters too. So nice resolution, a bit of damping, but just a tiny bit, and at the same time a lot of overtones and small nuances. Really enjoyable way of listening to the treble. And as an example I've got Whiplash soundtrack, Caravan, of course. As it's a movie about the drummer, there are a lot of cymbals, a lot of percussion, and this amplifier plays it in really nice and lively way. Probably not the most crisp and highlighted treble representation, but really enjoyable. So it's what is the sound of TA-20. It's powerful and at the same time a bit shifted toward warm representation, but not too much. In terms of pairing, it's really powerful device, so it's better to use it with some full-size headphones. It has almost zero issues with driving almost every full-size headphone, so definitely powerful. Maybe just a few exceptions that everyone knows, like HE6, Suswara, probably Abyss, and all other models it will drive without any issues, including 300 ohm models, including power-hungry planar headphones. I even tried with Meze Empyrean, and you know, I really enjoyed the sound. I tried with Kennerton Troller, also, you know, even high-end headphones sounding really good with it. But of course it really depends on what digital tonal converter you will use with it. And I think it's a good chance to build a really high-end system for less money, because you know, with some good amplification it sounds even better than my of course not with good amplification, with good digital tonal converter it sounds better than my Ulong TA-10. So I think it's possible to find some up to $300 pure balanced digital tonal converter to use with TA-20, and like for $700 you will have really powerful, really enjoyable sound, really capable device that can drive almost everything. From other point of view, it's of course not a perfect choice for sensitive in-ear monitors, because it's powerful and 18 decibels of gain will give you a bit of background noise, of course. You can use it with Hi-Fi iMesh or other attenuator adapter, but I think main usage is with full-size headphones. And of course tube rolling play important role here. You know, it's not a typical Chinese hybrid tube amplifier where you can swap tubes, where you can actually remove them and sound won't change. Tubes here are really involved into sound amplification schema, so tube rolling really changes the sound. I've got a pair of Mollard, probably they're pronounced, and as I've said before, they are adding a bit of treble, but I definitely thinking about making some additional experiments. I read that Sylvania tubes will be also good, and what is also nice, this 12AU7 tubes and their substitutes are not over expensive, so from $20 to $50 you can get a pair of matched tubes, and you can provide experiments getting different sound. So it was xDuoo TA-20. If you're looking for the amplifier for some full-size headphones, I definitely recommend it to you. Thank you for attention.